we would go for a practical session. So for any questions that you have, please keep it with you, in any of the documents you have, and then probably at the end of the session, I will take 10 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes and we can take up all the questions. Okay, so I would start with today HRSD. So, in order to begin with, I will first cover and, clear out the basic idea that what exactly is the scope app. So, why ServiceNow has introduced a scope application for HRSD? So what happened is that HR data is very, delicate, that we don't want to share that data with anyone. So this is the main reason that HRSD has been introduced by ServiceNow, which will help us to keep the privacy of all the data. So now you all are aware that HRSD contains the data of an employee, contains to HR data. So it contains the payroll data, it contains the other private data, right? So for example, if we talk about the US policy, so they have the SSN number, right? So social security number is a private number that nobody shares with anyone else, right? So for example, in HR, we have that data stored for all the US employees. Now, what happened is that prior using HRSD, we had HRSM. So first of all, HRSD, what is the full form of it? It is Human Resource Service Delivery, right? So prior having this HRSD, we had HRSM, that is Human Resource Service Management, right? So what is the basic difference between HRSM and HRSD? Which is a very common question. And you should know that why they have introduced HRSD, why they are no more using HRSM. So HRSM was an application for human resource which was created on a global domain, right? So if we say global domain, anything which is created on a global domain, it can be accessible to everyone who has the admin access on the environment, and anyone who has the admin access, they can go and read the data of anyone in the company, right? So for example, if someone is a VP or if someone is at any other position, they can go ahead and read the data, and it will break the privacy for us. Now, in order to have that privacy in between, they have introduced HRSD, and HRSD is a scope application. So the data is only only specific to the roles that we have. So we have various roles in HRSD. We can decide that who all can only view the data, who all can edit the data, and who all, I mean, because there are number of, we want that all the users should not be able to view any other's data. So there is one role for it. I'll cover that in the next session, that there is one role which we can give to all the users so that they can only view their own data. So for example, if I go ahead and submit a HR request for my HR case, right? So I go ahead and create a HR case for myself. I can only see the HR created that are generated on my name, not on any other name. So this kind of security that ServiceNow has given to us, which will make our system intact. Okay. So this is about the overview, that what is HRSM and what is HRSD. People can ask you what is the major difference between that. So which is one is the global application and another is the scope application. So now HRSD is a scope application. Now just go and see that what HRSD provide us, right? So HRSD, ServiceNow has introduced a new architecture altogether in HRSD. Okay. So what ServiceNow is giving to us is that HRSD, we can perform and we can automate any of the HR tasks that you have, right? So for example, in order to create a payroll uh, request, right? If you want to manage your payroll data, or if you manage any kind of payroll, absence, talent acquisition, so there are various kind of applications, or the process has been given by ServiceNow in HRSD. So HRSD application automates all our daily routine tasks and the HR activities to provide seamless service to the employees, right? So this is one of the basic advantage of having this HRSD in place. Now I'll just tell you that how many components that we are going to cover today. Okay, so we have the key feature of HRSD, that is HR case and knowledge management. The second would be Employee Service Center. The third would be life cycle events, then HR integration, then we have HR performance analytics, then we have employee document management, then we have now mobile apps for HRSD and the mobile onboarding app. So today we are going to cover all these information in as an overview, wherein I'll show you. I will just tell you that what all these bullet points provide. Okay, so let's start with HR case and knowledge management. So now, for example, I have any query with regarding my regarding my salary, regarding my leaves, regarding my payroll. So anything that I have an issue. Like for example, in normal life, what we do, my laptop is not working. So what I normally do for it, I go and I create an incident for it, right? So if you have any issues regarding your HR related queries, so what you do normally, you go ahead and create a HR case in the system. So the process to automate the HR case, so people can go ahead and select the category and the subcategory, and they can put the HR case. So that is the HR case management, wherein ServiceNow has automated the HR case. People has just have to select the requested for name, and after that they just can select the topic category and the topic detail. So I'll only talk about the terms which ServiceNow provides. Okay, so what the term that ServiceNow has, which is COE. So what a COE is, Center of Excellence. Now if I talk about that, what kind of different COE that you have, right? This is all I'm talking about. When we go in the system, these are the terms you should know, right? So what is COE? So COE is something. No, I'm not yet. I got a message that are you sharing your screen? I'm not. Uh, I will share my screen once I have the system ready. I'm just explaining the terms to you, and then I'll go ahead and give you the live demo. Okay. If you want, I can share my screen, and whatever I'm telling you, I can write down on my WordPad so that at least you guys can see. Thank you. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, Shami, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. So now I am explaining you COE, which is called as Center of Excellence. Now, as I was explaining you that what is COE, so I'll give you some live examples that in order to create, there are 7 COEs which ServiceNow provides by default, right? So one is the HR employer relations. So, for examples, you want to manage your any kind of disciplinary issues, right? Any kind of relations that you want to maintain in your HR application. This is one of the COE which you can utilize. So, for example, why COE is being used now? When I go ahead and create a case for me, so I have an issue regarding my salary, right? So my salary is not getting is not hasn't got credited in my account. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead, I need to select my COE as HR payroll. Okay, so there are various kind of issues that anyone can have in the company, right? So for example, one employee has an issue with the payroll, they will go ahead and select the COE as payroll. Now, under payroll, what kind of categories that I have? So if I talk about category in ServiceNow term, I always call it as topic category. Okay. So category is just a segregation that under payroll, what kind of issues I can support. Okay. So I'll give you some examples that compensation, right? So compensation is a basic issue. So for example, I have some issue in my compensation adjustment that some part of my salary did not get credited. So I can select this topic category where it says compensation adjustment. Then I have a issue regarding a corporate card. So for example, I'm traveling abroad, and I want to raise a issue to my HR team that I'm traveling next week, but I haven't got my corporate card yet. So this is one of the another category. Now, if I have anything apart from this, so could be a payroll issue. Now, in order to set up, okay. when we are going to do an end-to-end implementation, it's up to us as a consultant or as a ServiceNow developer that we are the one to decide that what should be the architecture look like. Now, let me first write it down that how many type of COE. Then I will cover the architecture so that you should know that ServiceNow how ServiceNow is managing these terms at the backend. So one is HR, IT, okay, workforce. So in this one, we have anything you have to do with administration, where I talk about that, in order to book a conference room or in order to need a new desk, right? So for example, I want to book a conference room. So anything regarding a IT, if you want to capture that also under HRSD, you can do that. You can utilize this particular COE and you can build or automate any of the processes that you have under admin, right? So now, and after that, I have HR IT operations. Now, as you all know that under IT, we have a laptop related query. So if you have anything related to that, so as of now, if I have a laptop or if I need to raise it, what we do is we go ahead and raise a request for it. Or if I have an issue that I can't connect to my network, what I do normally is I go ahead and raise an incident for it. So rather than using different modules, right? You can what you can do, you can utilize the single module and which is one stop shop for you. You can do all your daily operations via this. So if I say that I can't connect to my network, I will no more, create an incident for it. I will come here and I will create a case for it. This is one of the features that ServiceNow provide. It's up to completely up to you that what all feature you want to utilize it. So one is the lifecycle events. Now, what is lifecycle events? So life cycle events is when any onboarding occurs, right? If a new employee joins the company. So as of now, you all know that every company has their own process setup, right? So what you can do is you can automate the whole process. So a new employee joins, he needs a laptop. They need their iCard, right? They need their security access, so everything they need. So what happens is we have ample of teams sitting at the back end doing their work, but nobody actually knows that what is happening, right? In order to track all the things that all the team which are working at the back end, they should complete their work on time and make sure that the new employee gets everything on time. So you can automate that process via lifecycle event. So we have the plugins installed for it. I will show in my next session that what all plugins are there so that you can activate those plugin and you can go ahead and make use of onboarding and offboarding workflows. So for example, I want to see that, I have my promotion cycle is coming and I want to promote people and I want to, make a list of it and track everything in the system that who all employees got promoted, right? So if you want to utilize any such features in your HRSD, you can go ahead and use the HR lifecycle events, right? There are various processes which are coming along with this plugin, which you can utilize out of the box without even changing without even making customization on it. Now, if I talk about HR talent management, so you all are aware that, anything related to talent that I want to acquire, I have few, job which are open. So I want to make sure that I should list down on it and I should say that, who all are referrals. So anything related to referral, you can have it under this. So as of now, you all know that we refer people and then if they get hired we get a referral amount. So in order to optimize or automate this process also, you can utilize your HR talent management. Now, if I want to travel abroad, then I have a travel visa request. You can go ahead and utilize this COE and you can go ahead and automate this process as well. Now, last but not the least, it would be HR total rewards. So in order to save your leaves and the emergency contacts, everything, you can go ahead and utilize this one. So as of now, I'm sharing you these all details, but once I go ahead in the system and show you that the live, what exactly, how many COEs are we utilizing. You will get to know that okay, these are the COEs which I am pretty sure that which COEs does what. Okay, so that's why I'm writing all these here. So in order to update your emergency contacts, so we have a process normally in every company that if any emergency occurs, then what should be the contact number we should reach out to. So these are all the, and you all know that we have a medical benefits in all the company, right? So medical benefits involve your and your family insurance. So all these insurance you can have a track, and whenever the renewal occur, you can just have that renewal process this particular COA. Now, the next topic would be how ServiceNow has organized. Okay, what I'm going to show you right now is that ServiceNow has introduced an architecture wherein ServiceNow has given us this COE as a uh, as a parent and child relationship. Now, what is parent? So I will share you some technical details over here, that SN underscore HR underscore core underscore case. Now this is the HR core table. Now this is the parent table in ServiceNow. Okay, people can ask you anytime that what is the parent table and how do you know that what kind of different tables that ServiceNow provides. So you should know this hierarchy. Whenever you are going to implement the things, you should know that what kind of COEs and how the COEs are managed. So HR core is a parent table. If anyone will go ahead and raise a HR case, all the cases are automatically being stored in the HR core case table. Now, if I talk about the COEs, now I've given you the examples of COE. For every COE, we have a table which is linked with the COE. So let's talk about that. So if I talk about HR talent management, so we have a talent table, okay, HR. I will give you the exact backend name after that once I install the plugin. HR talent management is one of the child table. Child table of HR core. So if I talk about child table, that means if I'm going to create a case for you for my HR team, and if I'm going to select the COE as HR talent management, then that particular record will go to a table called as HR talent management. So now what is the use of the COE? Now I have five different scenarios for you, okay? I have five different employee. One has an issue with payroll, one has an issue with referral, one has an issue with onboarding. Okay, let's take three for now. So for last three, which I talk about, that I have an issue with my leaves, I have an issue with my talent, that is a referral, I have an issue with my onboarding. Now three different employee, they have three different issues. They are going to create three different cases, okay? And if the first employee who has an issue with the leaves, he will go ahead and create a HR case and select the COE as HR total rewards, okay? Now the second employee who has an issue with referral, he will go ahead and create a case and select a COE as HR talent management. The third employee who has an issue with onboarding, they will go ahead and select a COE while raising a case as a HR lifecycle event. Now, what happened is that all three cases are raised, and now if I talk about that, three different records are generated, three different HR case are generated, and they have gone to three different tables. So one has gone to HR total rewards table, second has gone to HR talent table, third has gone to HR lifecycle table. So now why ServiceNow has created so many tables, right? In order to keep the privacy in. Now, what happened is that I am a HR team. I belongs from leave department. Now one of another HR department who says that I belong from a talent department, right? So in order to keep the system intact, even between the HR team, right? So what happened is that if I belong to talent, I should not be able to see any other record of a payroll, right? I should only be dedicated to talent. This is how ServiceNow has defined the process, that if someone belongs from talent, they can only see the data from talent. If someone belongs from payroll, they should only see the data from payroll. They are the one who are the HR team. So ServiceNow has made the system so intact that not even an HR team can see any other team's data, right? So if a HR belongs to talent team, they can only see the talent data. So this has become, the system so efficient that nobody can go ahead and look out for your personal information until and unless they have the professional role for it.
Okay, so I have a question. So this is something out of the box, or we have to uh, activate it, or
So
we have to
Shilpa,
create
first of
it?
all, we discussed that we would be taking all the questions at the end. Okay, I would request you all, please keep your questions with you. I will give you last 10-15 minutes to answer all the questions that you have.
Okay.
Okay, so just to answer this question, as you already asked, so this is all out of the box. You don't have to, these are all things which I mentioned on the document. This is everything out of the box. You just have to activate the plugin and you can utilize all the features that ServiceNow have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now I'm just going to my instance and I'll show you that what all kind of applications and application menu that ServiceNow has. I'm really sorry. I just want to cover all the topics that we have, right? So that's why I'm keeping all the question at the end so that we can cover maximum that we can in a single section.
Okay, no problem.
So now under system definition, if you click on plugins, I'll show you that what is the HR plugin that we have. Okay, now here I'll type human. Okay, so now you can see here that there are 21 plugins for human resource. Now what happened is that the uh, main plugin for the HR to be installed, that is a human resource scoped app core. Okay, so this is the main plugin in order to install the case and the knowledge management application. Now I will tell you that what all if you go ahead and install this particular plugin, right, what all things you are going to have it. So I will just write down for you. Okay, so this is as the question being asked that any of the feature that you want to utilize for the HR case, you want to go ahead, you have to go ahead and install this particular plugin that you have. So let's go back and see. Okay, so I was explaining you that these are all the child table that ServiceNow have. I will show you in the system also. Uh, uh, Lifecycle events. Okay, so these are all just two examples for it. I'm not writing down all the tables, but just giving you the heads up that these are all the child table that ServiceNow has. Now, uh, Now this is the one which has com underscore sn underscore hr underscore core. So this is the core plugin which I just showed you right now. ServiceNow human resource scope. Now, when you're actually, I would cover some, questions which come under certification also. So when you're actually going for the certification, you should know the in and out of all the, this particular application. So what kind of question that they can ask, right? So they will give you four random, plugins that they will ask you what is the major plugin that is required in order to use or utilize all the features that ServiceNow HR case management has. So this is the question that has that any so this is not CN, this is SN ServiceNow. So any feature that you want to utilize for the HR case management, this is the core plugin that you want to utilize. So these kind of question appears in the certification exam. So this is one of the common question that what is the plugin that is required to do that. And after that they will also ask you that how many COEs are provided by ServiceNow out of the box, right? So this is also one of the common question that comes under certification, that how many COEs are provided by ServiceNow. Now, that certification has, 100 out of 199%, the questions would be all technical, right? So they will ask you all the technical questions under that. So how many, so one of the questions that I remember for the certification was COEs and then plugin. I was just about to type one more question. Uh, that's the complete. Okay, I will just type in once I remember that question back. So I will keep on telling you these questions in between the sessions, right? So please make a note of it, and these questions will actually go ahead and help you to, to clear that certification also. So it will be all technical, right? They hardly have a functional question in this particular certification. Everything that is just going in between, and whenever you are actually going to implement it, then you will see that how these questions arise. So yeah, I will keep on telling you these questions in between. So plugin name is the major thing. So now, okay, so one other, how many plugins installed with ServiceNow for plugins. So this is something when you actually do and install the plugin, then only you'll get to know. So the answer for this question would be human resource scoped app. So when you actually install a plugin for core, these are the plugins which automatically gets installed by the system. So the security plugin, it's automatically installed by the system. Another is the human resource scoped app integration, right? So integration plugin is also gets installed automatically as soon as you install the core plugin. So apart from it, we have the documents templates, right? So this is also one of the plugins which gets installed, which takes care of our all the documents management system. So last, that human resource mobiles. So what you need to do is you need to make a note of it, and all these plugins you don't have to go and manually install it. These are the responsibility of ServiceNow, that they will install it once you have the core plugin installed. So these are the questions that exactly appear in that exam. So just make a note of it, and you will this will help you in order to. Okay. Now another, the last question that for today I will be sharing with you. that the human scope application plugin activates one particular system property for you. Okay, that's a important property that you should know that what that property do, and a common question appear in the exam. So now I'm writing that property name here. Please make a note of it, and you can also search in the system. You will find this property in. So this is one of the system properties. So when you type this particular thing, you can go ahead and, okay, so sorry, this is the core. So core minimum admin count, right? So this property prevent you from deleting your any HR admin user by requiring a minimum number. So the default value is 2 for this app, for this particular property. So what this property gives you, that it allows you to prevent deleting the users, right? So if, for example, if in your environment is anyone trying to delete user more than 2, it does not allow you to do that. It will give you a pop-up at the top that you are deleting these users. Are you sure that you want to delete it, right? If you actually want to delete the user, because this is not recommended, right? What happen is, whenever you have a, so let me just write down, allow prevent deleting users from the system. So the minimum value is, sorry, not the minimum, the default value is 2. If you want, you can also increase it, but normally it is not recommended. Now why it is not recommended, I'm giving you the the live scenario for it. That in all the organization we have the workday implemented. Okay, so workday or the AD. So let's see, workday or active directory. So these are the system which stores your user data. So either of these particular system your company should have, right? So what happen is, in workday, anything related to user, like the user ID, comma, the username, or anything, the, let me see, user ID, username, and full name. So for example, these are the information your workday or your active directory is having, right? So now what happened is that in order to go ahead and utilize this feature, we always have a integration between workday slash active directory with HR SD or HRSM. Okay, so what happened is that, because in your company there are tons of user, right? So you will never go ahead and put those users manually in the system, right? Otherwise it will take a lot of time to do that. So in almost all the companies, you have this integration set up already. What this integration does, whenever a new employee joins the company, they company generates a user ID for you, right? So that user ID automatically get synced up with the HRSD. So anytime a new employee is coming, they automatically get synced up with the HRSD, and they automatically get the requester access. So what is the requester access? That they get all the required access to raise a particular case. So all the user in the company have the access to raise a case. So I will, in tomorrow's session, I would be covering that what all type of roles that we have, and what is the by default role that is given to a user who can access the ServiceNow instance in order to raise a case. Okay. Now, today I would be covering you one more thing. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so today I've covered COE, and then under that, how we have topic category. Yeah, so we have topic detail. Now, in a very simple and layman term, I'm going to explain you this. So people, either in the interview or probably in the certification, they can ask you that what is the topic detail. Now, in the layman term, if I talk about that, I've already given you that the COE is the process name. Okay, so let me write down and under this. So anything, if you are raising a request, so I call it as a process. So COE is the process that whether you have, you're raising a request for talent or payroll or anything, which I already explained above. Now, under that process, we have a sub process, right? So what is sub process? That under payroll, what is the exact issue that I have? Okay, so I would say that under I would say select as a COE as a HR payroll, and then under that I have a issue with the uh, compensation. Okay, so I would select COE as payroll, sub process topic category would be compensation, and then the topic detail. So what is the topic detail? Topic detail would be what under compensation, right? There could be many issues under compensation. So let's see. Let's do this. Okay. So example would be HR payroll, and then we have compensation and what under compensation. So let me type. So now it could be my half salary got deducted. Okay. Post. Second would be my tax is deducted, which is not expected. Okay. Now third would be I didn't get my shift allowance for this month. Now last would be I'm just taking four examples for you. Okay. I didn't get my Diwali bonus. Now, what does this particular mean? So these are all the topic details. Okay. So now what happened is I'll talk about in a ServiceNow language now. Okay. Now it is called as HR templates. Under that, either HR templates or it is called as HR service. Okay. So whenever I talk about topic details, please remember that topic detail is always associated with the HR service. So now, as I explained you in a very layman term and anyone can easily understand that under payroll I have the compensation as a sub process, but under compensation as a sub process, what is the issue? Yeah, right. You have to go ahead and select the templates that you have. So I'll give you that in normal company we have hundreds of templates, right? So that user can go ahead and select that what is the exact issue he wants to uh, raise a case for. Now, what I need to do it is in order to cover all the possible scenarios under compensation, HR should know that what all type of issue that they receive, right? So we have to sit with HR team. We have to tell them that this is the topic detail. You have to give me a list of templates, which I will go ahead and show it in the system so that when user is creating a case, he should see all these possible scenarios. Now my scenario is that I didn't get my salary credited in my account for this month. So salary did not get credited in this month. So that's a issue for me. So that's nothing, just a HR service for me. So anything which you want to raise or which you have a sub process, anything under sub process is a topic detail, and topic detail is always covered under HR service. So HR service is the main part where you go ahead and define the templates for it. Now I'll show you. So okay, as I've given you the example, now HR template uh, an HR service. Okay, last but not the least for today, I would going to share what is the application menus and modules which gets installed with HR scoped app for plugins installed. So first of all, I'm going to share you what all the different application menus. Okay, one is the HR case management. Second is the HR profiles. Third is the HR integrations. Fourth is HR administration. The next is HR dashboards and reports. So before writing this, I would like to tell you that we have HR service and we have, so these are the components that I'm writing it over here. So these are the terms which can be asked. So these are the employee HR readiness surveys. I'm exactly writing you in the ServiceNow term so that you should know these terms. Screening, and then we have HR dashboards. So under that HR dashboards, you can actually check the employee health screening and the HR readiness survey. And under that, we also have one more thing, that is HR satisfaction survey. So this is something that I'm writing over here. These are the out of the box components which comes by installing that plugin. So I'm writing it over here so that you should know that these are the components have to you have to read out. Okay. So profiles, and then we have HR services. Okay. So actually this is not the application, so that's why I'm not writing it over here. So HR services come under this. Yeah. So what we have is that anything you want to configure, configuration is always comes under administration. So let's give some more examples to you. Templates, and then we have topic category and topic detail. Yeah. So these are the common application menus which comes whenever we install that scope application. So you should know each application, that what each application does. So today I have covered that the names of the application. Then tomorrow I would be covering more onto it, that what does the HR case management does and how many modules under this one. So I would exactly give you the session on what each module does and how what each application menu does. Now, over to you, you for all the questions. Please, ask any questions that you have.
Hi, Shama. This is Namrata.
Yeah, tell me.
So Shama, you're completing, I mean, you're including certification questions. So will you include interview questions as well? Because